Today we are going to be exploring the advantage that you have in this life. And if you are interested in what sort of skill or trait you have been blessed with that you may not even realize is a special gift or trait yourself, then stay tuned for this reading, because we are going to be looking at what it is that you can rely on or tap into that puts you in a superior position above others in some way. Now, we have 4 piles to choose from in today's reading, and they go as such. This card represents pile number 1. This card represents pile number 2. This card represents pile number 3. And this card represents pile number 4. Now, if you already know which pile you feel drawn to, then you can go into the description box and click on the timestamp that you need. But if you need some help in figuring out which pile is for you, then I recommend closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, getting really, really grounded and centered in this present moment so that you could really sense what sort of pile is pulling at you. And you can only do that when you are not distracted and you can actually sense what your body is trying to tell you. So listen to your intuition, tune into what it is that you are feeling and go off of that. But as I always say, don't forget to use your discernment as well as you are listening to these general messages. So yeah, if you need more time, you can pause this video. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 1. My name is Helen and I am so excited that you are here with me sharing this sacred magical space. So you chose this card for your reading. Now, I'm just going to first go over some of the sort of intuitive messages that I am feeling off of this card. And it does feel like you could be someone who is very good at initiating things, who is a bit of an innovator, who has a very original mind and is constantly trying to bring your life to the next level, or is constantly trying to renew and uplift and elevate who you are and what you do and what your life is like in general. So it seems like you are someone who is very much striving towards the future rather than someone who is very nostalgic or who likes to dwell in the past or something like that. You seem to be very forward looking. And so it almost feels like, if most people get freaked out about change and about needing to step outside of their comfort zone, needing to step into some unknown territory, it feels like those types of things could be exciting to you. And I'm not saying that you never ever get scared about having to try something new or unfamiliar. But it just feels like you have a very good coping mechanism when it comes to things like that. And you seem to be very well prepared and almost view everything as like a challenge, as something that you can overcome, something where you can prove yourself and become an even better version of yourself in some way. So that's kind of what I'm picking up on from this initial card that you chose purely intuitively. But we also have some pre-prepared oracle cards, and these oracle cards are going to paint us a more detailed picture of the sort of advantage that you have in life. Whether you are aware of this advantage or not, I will leave that up to you. But let's see what comes through, and as a result, hopefully it will be easier for you to understand whether you are watching the right pile or not. So let's see. Okay. We also have humanity. Tell it like it is. Oh, you have another number 9. Yeah, this chick card has a number 9 on it. And this one also has a number 9 on it. Anyway, just a cool synchronicity. We also have justice. And we have a fairy. Okay, pile number 1. I want to start off with the center card, which, as I said, is also a number 9. So a number 9 could be significant. You may be a life path number 9. If that is you, then that is definitely a further confirmation that this could very well be your pile. But I want to start off with this center card because it is giving me a huge energy of courage, a huge energy of being brave and sort of being at the forefront of some sort of movement or like a bigger change in the world. Even if you may not perceive it that way, I feel like what you do as a result of who you are as a person and how you choose to express yourself, how you choose to go through life, how you choose to invest your energy, and what you choose to do with your time, I just heard as well. I feel like there is something very, very significant about it, something that like pushes life forward, something that almost transforms it. And I know I'm kind of rushing ahead here, but I definitely feel a strong sense of you bringing like magic to the world with this fairy energy, because it's almost like you can visualize, or you can dream up, or you can see something in your mind's eye that other people cannot even fathom. So it's like you can come up with this like invisible possibility that could turn into our reality, but that, you know, isn't here yet. It's all just in your mind or something that you are inspired by. But I feel like you have the opportunity, you have the ability to actually bring magical change about, something that would transform yourself and other people's lives for the better. And with Tell It Like It Is, I feel like you have the necessary strength and courage to face up to any like opposition or any resistance from other people who, you know, may question your worldview, who may question your ideas, who may try to undermine you because of how ludicrous those things sound to them, or how, you know, little imagination they have themselves, or things like that. But I feel like you, again, there is some sort of fiery energy that I feel about you, pile number 1, that helps you to push through all of that. You know, I'm looking at all of these raindrops and this stormy energy that is behind this woman on this card here. And, you know, again, don't get stuck in gender or anything like that. We are just talking about energies. And I feel like with these stormy clouds, it could be indicative of you facing quite a lot of criticism, or facing quite a lot of resistance, or almost feeling like you are constantly being scrutinized or judged, or you know, like people are constantly against you in some way, like it's a constant battle, or like you have to constantly prove yourself and stand up for what it is that you believe in. But again, it seems like you are very well equipped to do that. And again, that is one of the sort of the special skills or traits that you have, that you were given in this lifetime, so that you could do exactly that. But looking at both of these cards, it feels like you are doing everything that you are doing from a place of, you know, like goodness or humanity, right? We even have that keyword here too. So it's like you are having some sort of a bigger vision in mind, some sort of a bigger picture of how life could be better. And I feel with this card here too, it feels like it's coming from a place of wanting to help people, wanting to help like the world or the universe. Maybe you are even a part of some sort of, again, like some sort of bigger movement, or a cause of some kind. Maybe you are part of a charity even, or maybe you know, donate to help make things better in the world as well somehow. But it definitely feels like a very big part of you is being run, or is being motivated by wanting to be helpful, wanting to be useful, and, you know, actually help people, even if they don't realize that you are helping them yet, you know? So it feels like it's coming from a very sort of a almost like an altruistic place, or a very well-intentioned place. Now, we also have justice here. And so again, I'm kind of getting a message of you having to fiercely defend what it is that you are doing, or how it is that you view the world, and how it is that you are leading your life. But again, I also feel like it's because of you trying to set some things right, or you trying to fight against what you believe to be wrong or corrupt, or it's coming from a place of you wanting to change certain things that don't work and that shouldn't be the way that they are. So I feel like that is the main sort of advantage that you have. And it is this like strength of character. It is this boldness, this strong sense of self and strong sense of morale. I feel like you have very, very high morals, pile number one. And again, this may be more of a specific message, but some of you may come from like a religious background, or you may have had very like strict upbringing that has like programmed these very firm guidelines into you from which you operate. But even if that's not your message, I just feel like you have such a strong moral code that you live by. And that is definitely something that also allows you to like constantly keep moving ahead in an aligned manner, regardless of how other people react, or regardless of how other people may be trying to, again, deter your progress somehow. It doesn't really matter to you. It's like water off a duck's back, because you know what it is that you are doing, and you know why you are doing something. I feel like that's even a more important thing here. And so that level of self-assurance, being this sort of innovator or this like trailblazer, is one of the biggest advantages that you were given in this life, pile number one. And it's because you are meant to bring about change. It's because you are meant to heal or remedy certain things that are not quite right in this world. And even if this is not as like big scale as that, even if it's more like local or more personal to you, even if it is just in your family dynamic, let's just say maybe you are trying to change certain family dynamics or certain ancestral patterns or things like that, it just feels like you are doing some sort of like a sacred work, or it's kind of like a sacred mission almost. But yeah, if that sounds like you, if you resonate with this, then stay tuned for the tarot portion as well, because we are going to dive into the background energy a bit. So we're going to look at why was this advantage given to you? Meaning that what is it meant to help you accomplish in this lifetime? So we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Hanged Man in reverse. So there is heavy, heavy water energy coming through right now. We have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, specifically Pisces coming through very strongly here. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is Capricorn energy. So that could be relevant as well. And I'm just pointing out the signs in case you recognize them or resonate with them. So pile number one, I am definitely seeing more reflections of you having somewhat of a selfless energy about you, or there is something that is much more focused on like the well-being of the whole, or the well-being of the collective, or it's like you are thinking in bigger terms and not really that focused on like what you can get out of life for yourself. So I'm going to start with the underlying energy, which is the Queen of Pentacles. And this card definitely gives off the energy of, being very nurturing and like wanting to take care of other people, or wanting to, nurture and make sure that the environment is as best as it could be, or as good as it could be. The Queen of Pentacles has a very sort of other people focused energy. It's very close to the Empress energy as well, where it's all about making sure that everyone's needs are being met and there is a possibility and the sort of the best conditions for growth and for development and for blossoming, for abundance. And this is also earth energy, right? So this is about materializing something. This is about bringing something into the physical reality. And because we have all of this watery energy coming through, it feels like that's what you were trying to sort of bring into the tangible realm. Some of the sort of, again, this inspiration that you have or this imaginative power that you have. And looking at all of these cards, it is very clear to me that you are given this advantage because you are able to transform this imagination into the physical realm. You are, you know, able to not just like sit with it, with the Hangman in reverse, but you are actually able to do something about it. Now, the reason why I'm also feeling a lot of the selflessness is because of this Nine of Cups in reverse and this Page of Cups. So it feels like you are not really worried about yourself. You are much more focused on like the general well-being, and you seem to have such pure intentions. And because of this goodness that you inherently have, that's why you were given this advantage, you know? So it almost feels like there is a balance between you being this very like soft and caring and loving person who has a lot of compassion for the world and for other people, but you also have enough like self-reliance and resilience and strength to, you know, bring those changes that need to be made into the physical realm. And I also feel like the reason why you have this advantage is because you are kind of ahead of your time and you are kind of ahead of other people, in the sense that, like, I'm not trying to say that you are like better or above other people in some way. It's not that type of energy. It's just that you are able to connect to something that is divine, something that is higher, with the Hanged Man in reverse here. It's like you already have this special perception or perspective or insight that maybe other people haven't really connected to yet, or they haven't adopted, whereas you seem to, you know, just have access to it. With the Page of Cups, it definitely feels like you have access, like you are getting some sort of sacred messages that you are able to bring about into the world that help, you know, set things right, things that are not fulfilling, things that are not in alignment with the general good, you know? So that's why you were given this advantage, because you were able to bring about these changes, and because you have this access to some higher level wisdom or again, some sort of new perspective that other people can't see. I feel like you're very connected and very sort of open when it comes to like your higher chakras, or you just seem to be very tuned in to like some sort of divine insight. But let's also see how you can best put this advantage to use. I feel like these two cards want to come out. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands and the Chariot. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, which is Sagittarian energy. We have the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy, more water energy coming through. We also have the Six of Swords, which is air energy. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is Virgo, so more earth energy at the bottom of the deck. So listen, pile number one. With the Knight of Pentacles as the underlying energy, you are definitely meant to stay determined. You are meant to stay on track, regardless, again, of how quickly you progress, regardless of how quickly you are able to bring other people aboard with what it is that you are doing, how, you know, quickly you are able to see results. It just feels like you need to put one foot in front of the other and stay invested. Have this goal in your mind and just keep doing the work, because you are going to get there. Now, we also have the Knight of Wands with the Chariot, and I feel that this is a very heavy indication that you just need to sort of plow ahead. Both of these cards are full of momentum. They are full of just pure passion, drive, and focusing on victory, right? Focusing on breakthrough. And so with the Knight of Wands especially, this is asking you again to be bold in your visionary energy and to realize that you are a trailblazer, which means that not everyone is going to have the easiest time understanding your vision or being very convinced by it. But I feel like if anyone is able to persuade people to, you know, sort of join the movement, I feel like it's you. And with the Chariot here too, it almost feels like Spirit is saying that they are supporting you in this, that this is some sort of a divinely aligned mission that you are doing. I think I even said the word mission. I think I did. So you are definitely doing like God's work, you know, or Spirit's work, or the universe's work. So this feels really significant. And I feel like, yeah, Spirit is just urging you to keep doing what you're doing. Even if with the Six of Swords in reverse, there are people who are giving you a lot of pushback, who are struggling with wanting to move ahead, with wanting to, you know, transform their lives, who are having a hard time letting go of the past and moving ahead into unknown territory. Because I'm going to show you the image upright so you would be able to see it better. But the Six of Swords is all about moving towards a better future. But it's not an easy card by any means. This is a card of transition, and it's a card of needing to leave something behind that, even though it wasn't maybe even good to begin with, but it definitely isn't serving people now, but it's still difficult to leave it behind because it's familiar. And not just that, there have to be certain sacrifices made. You know, when we leave something behind and we step into the new, we have to leave certain old ways of being, certain old paradigms, certain baggages. We have to leave those things behind, and it's not an easy thing to do. So with the Six of Swords in reverse, it definitely feels like this transition that you are trying to push ahead is something that is not going to be like received in the best way, or it's not going to be the easiest for you to push this change through. But that's exactly what Spirit is urging you to do here. To not allow yourself to get rattled, to not allow yourself to get distracted or pushed off course, to just keep persevering. That's the message here. Because again, you're doing something sacred. This is a sacred mission that you are doing. I also want to pull a few supportive messages from Spirit from the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck. So let's see what Spirit has to say to you. Beautiful. Oh, I love the underlying energy here, but let's see what you got. Okay, so the first card out is taking risks. And clearly, that is everything that we have been talking about. And Spirit is urging you to keep on taking risks. And I feel like Spirit is also acknowledging here that what it is that you are doing is not an easy task. It's not something that everyone can handle, and not something that everyone has, again, the courage to do, because bringing about change is risky. And it does take very, very strong character to be able to withstand, again, you know, people's rejection and people's anger and people's criticism and people's confusion, and, you know, just like going against the grain, right? It's not an easy thing to do. But with taking risks, definitely you are encouraged to keep sort of pushing the status quo, right? We also have stillness. And so I feel like Spirit wants you to feel at ease with knowing that you are doing the right thing, with knowing that what you are feeling intuitively, what you are sort of channeling, or what sort of downloads you are getting about what sort of moves you need to make. I feel like Spirit wants you to, you know, just be at peace with that, to have confidence in that it is the right thing to do. So we also have this inner peace that came out at the bottom of the deck. And so clearly, you know, this is something that should be prioritized. So whatever you can do to also make sure that your own sense of inner serenity and well-being is at the forefront of your mind as well, that you are not just thinking about everyone else and that you're not just thinking about the big picture, but that you focus on, you know, either meditating or bringing yourself to a sense of stillness or to a place of like safety and peace and calm, doing whatever you need to do to make sure that you keep having this inner peace in place, so that you could stay in a strong position, right? I feel like that is a very, very important message here too, pile number one. Sorry, the cards are all getting a bit tangled up here. But as the last part of the reading, I want to throw some astro dice as well, which are going to give us the last sort of significant focus point from Spirit. So let's see what they have for you. Okay, we have the 10th house, we have Capricorn, and we have the North Node. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so listen, with the 10th house coming through here, this is definitely, you know, talking about your I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see those actually because they are so small, but we have this 10th house energy coming through, which is all about your reputation, your career, or, you know, your bigger purpose in life. There we go. So this is something that you are divinely guided to do. This is some sort of a bigger mission that you are supposed to serve. This is kind of like your life purpose thing that we're talking about here. With this Capricorn energy, you may have significant Capricorn energy in your chart, or it could just be talking about needing to stay dedicated. Again, needing to sort of put one foot in front of the other. And are we focusing here? Needing to put one foot in front of the other and just believing in yourself, right? Because Capricorn is a very, very ambitious and self-driven energy here. You know, staying true to your mission and keeping yourself disciplined, keeping yourself organized, and having a firm goal on mind, or in mind, I should say. And finally, with the North Node, again, this is very, very spiritual energy, and this is indicative of a bigger life mission for you, something that you are destined to pursue in this lifetime. This is the sort of the North Star that you need to move towards. And it's also talking about new energy that you are bringing about. So again, this like innovation that you are doing, how you are elevating the collective or world, or the whole world in some way. And yes, it is uncomfortable. It is something that we are not used to, but that's why you are helping us to break this new ground. So, wow, pile number one, this feels such an affirming message, and I feel like Spirit just wants you to keep doing what you're doing. And this feels so special. So I just want to say thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for fulfilling your sort of mission and doing this sacred work that you do. And I also want to thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. I really enjoy delivering these messages, and I hope that you found them useful, helpful, insightful, or at the very least entertaining to watch. And as always, I hope to see you very soon back on this channel. Thank you so much, and take care. Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 2. My name is Helen, and I am so thrilled that you are here watching this reading and sharing this time with me. So you chose this card over here, and I'm just going to start off with some intuitive messages that I'm feeling from this card. Now, you could be someone who is very good at adapting to life's changes and who is very good at developing yourself and helping other people to grow and develop as well. You may actually, you know, as a profession, you may do something that helps people in some way. So you could be like a therapist, you could be a coach of some kind, you could be a mentor or a teacher or a counselor of some kind. It just seems that you are very good when it comes to having to go through like difficult periods in life. And maybe you have had quite a difficult journey up to this point, even though I feel like it has always taken you further along. It has always taught you so much. It has always made you become a smarter, a better version of yourself. It definitely hasn't been easy what you have gone through. And I feel like even though there may be a sense of gratitude or a sense of appreciation that you can feel for what you have gone through, it's most likely something that has put you to the test a lot. And I feel like if you sort of look back on your life, you may feel that it has been a very tough journey, maybe even more so when you compare your journey to other people's journeys. So you may feel like you have been dealt like a more difficult hand in some way, or you have been put through the ringer more than other people. But at the same time, I feel like you have always learned something really valuable. And so there is this level of appreciation. You can understand why you have had to go through certain things, and you can understand how all of these experiences that you have gone through have made you the sort of person that you are today, and the sort of strengths that you can tap into today. But yeah, there is also something that is quite challenging that I'm feeling from this card. But again, this is just the intuitive message section. So we are going to turn our focus to some pre-prepared oracle cards next. I haven't seen them, I don't know what they are, but we are going to be exploring them together and seeing in more detail what is your advantage in this life. So as you are listening to this, whether you are aware of this advantage or not, hopefully you will get some sort of inkling that you are watching the right pile. So let's see. Okay, we have the lantern, the subconscious, prioritize reflection, bees, and the dream catcher. Pile number 2. With some of these cards, I'm definitely getting a confirmation of you having gone through quite a tough journey, and possibly having to live through certain dark experiences or certain darker periods in life that have made you really, really wise. I mean, your ability to make sense of things, your ability to understand, to comprehend the bigger meaning behind what it is that is happening or what has happened is definitely something that is an advantage. It's something that puts you in a better position, or that allows you to make headway. You know, if certain things happen, and I mean, we all have stuff that happens in our lives, some of that stuff has the potential to break us as well, especially if we cannot adjust our mindset, if we cannot wrap our heads around what has happened, making peace with it, accepting it, but then also finding a way to move forward and to learn from it. I kind of forgot what I said at the beginning of that sentence, but anyway, you know, if we are not able to change our mindset around what has happened, then we are going to have a very hard time coping with those types of things. And these events can break us in some way or debilitate us for a very, very long time. But I feel like you have an advantage in this pile too, because you are able to see the sort of the light, or you were able to see some sort of value in whatever it is that you were doing, and you were able to turn it into wisdom. You may actually be a very old soul. I do feel that here too, pile number 2, that you may have been on this journey for many, many lifetimes. So this is definitely not your first rodeo. And so your wisdom and this ability of yours to tune into yourself, to make sense of things. We have this subconscious, and with this prioritized reflection too, there is a message of you being able to tap into certain depths and certain hidden layers that give you a lot of meaning, that give you a lot of understanding. And I feel like you do put a lot of emphasis on, you know, figuring out like the bigger questions, getting in tune with yourself, doing some sort of soul searching, or digging into
the subconscious mind, digging into the shadows, digging into the fears that you may have. And like, yeah, I feel like you could be someone who has done quite a lot of shadow work in your life, or you have just gone through this process of, you know, healing certain parts of yourself. Maybe you have done therapy for a very long time, or maybe you have worked on healing certain wounds, or, you know, it just feels like you have done the work on yourself. And so that's why you are also able to possibly now share that wisdom with other people. So there is a deeper level of comprehension that you are able to tap into here. And again, we also have this bees energy, which suggests that whatever you are experiencing or whatever you have experienced, you have the advantage of turning it into some form of practical activity. You are able to turn whatever this painful thing is, because we're dealing with bees, right? And bees can sting. So, you know, it's not something that has been the most comfortable to go through, that has been easy to go through, but you are able to turn it into something that has value, something that has beauty, something that has a sweetness to it, right? Because with the energy of bees, there is also an association with honey, right? And so that is that sweet result of all of the hard work that you are doing and that you have done. So I also feel like with the dream catcher here, that this is reflecting your ability to sift out like the negative, or to be able to only see like the light, or to focus on the light. Okay, maybe not only see, but yeah, to focus on the light. You are able to separate whatever has happened, whatever has taken place, whatever has been traumatizing or challenging or difficult to go through. And you are able to separate that experience from the valuable lesson hidden there, or the valuable growth that can take place there. I feel like that's also something that you, again, are able to do for other people as well. And the reason why is because you have done that yourself. You are a living example of how, you know, personal strength and perseverance and personal work on yourself can take you to such lengths, and how you are able to like overcome anything if you're willing to do the work. So I feel like the biggest advantage for you, pile number 2 here, lies within your own mind and within your own ability to perceive things in a very unique way, and to make sense of things, and to understand things, and to like constantly keep shining light on certain areas of darkness, certain areas of shadow. And so, yeah, you know, you could be a bit of a light worker. That's just something that I am feeling here. But obviously, if you don't resonate with that energy, then just let it be. But yeah, that's kind of what I feel here, pile number 2. So if you can resonate with this, if you recognize yourself in this, then stay tuned for some more sort of background energy, as well as we are delving into why was this advantage given to you? What is it that it's supposed to help you achieve or accomplish? Oh, wow. Okay, so I feel like we have the 7 of Swords in reverse, we have the 9 of Pentacles, and we have the 4 of Wands in reverse, with the Tower at the bottom of the deck. So zodiac sign wise, we have Mars, which rules Aries and Scorpio. So Aries and Scorpio are coming through the strongest here. But we also have fire, earth, and air energy. I want to start with the underlying energy with the Tower, which is a card of Major Arcana, so it packs quite a punch. It feels like you are supposed to get to certain levels of truth that would otherwise remain like hidden, or that would otherwise compromise like yourself and other people. Because I do feel like there is an element of you helping other people too, or you being somehow a guide or a support system for other people, because
of how things have transpired for yourself, and you have learned so much from those things that you now want to help other people who may be going through something similar. And so you seem to be in a position where you are supportive of other people who may be going through a difficult time, or who may be having a hard time coming to terms with a new reality of some sort, or who are having maybe even a hard time of facing themselves. So with the Tower, it feels like the underlying energy here is about removing the masks, is about breaking down any constructs that are not in alignment with your own and other people's highest good, and getting closer to truth, getting closer to true alignment. And I feel like with the Seven of Swords that came out in reverse, I'm going to show you the illustration upright, but this card came out in reverse. So it's clearly a message of, you know, needing to stop a form of self-sabotage, or needing to stop a form of possibly not being the most truthful to oneself. And again, I feel like this is something that you are helping other people with. So this feels like a bit of a bigger purpose, or something that you are helping other people with, because you have the tools and you have the means to do it. You have the means to help other people realize certain sabotaging patterns, or certain things that they may be doing that are harmful to themselves, in a way that really strikes a chord with people, that really sticks to people, and that really helps people to change, to not just, you know, become aware of these things, but to actually change these patterns and to start breaking them. There is also this element of like having self-reliance, because with the Four of Wands in reverse next to the Nine of Pentacles, this feels very, very individualistic and very much like self-reliant, especially when something has like fallen apart, because remember, the Tower is the underlying energy here. So with the Four of Wands in reverse, this feels like a lack of foundation. This feels like a lack of safety, like something that cannot really be relied on. And with the Nine of Pentacles, this feels like there is only the ability to rely on oneself. And this is all about building up like self-assurance, building up confidence, building up sort of perseverance to fight your own battles, to be your own knight in shining armor. And I feel like the reason why you were given this strength of like being able to understand these things, or being able to program these certain aspects within yourself to start seeing your life and yourself and your capabilities in a new way, is so that you could build up this level of self-assurance, this level of independence, regardless of what is happening around you. There is this well of resources that you can tap into, that you have worked for, that you have created for yourself. And that allows you to pretty much deal with whatever comes up for you, with whatever you are faced with in this lifetime. But I also feel like, again, you are able to, as a result, teach other people to find their own strength, to find their own self-assurance, and to learn to lean on themselves more, to build up a sense of confidence, a sense of self-belief again, especially after something traumatic has happened, or something that has truly shaken their lives or turned things upside down for them. So yeah, as I said, light worker, it kind of keeps coming through very, very strongly here. But let's keep going, pile number 2. Let's see how you can best put this advantage to use. Let's see what else we can find out. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands that came out in reverse. We also have the 4 of Swords and the King of Cups. The King of Cups is more scorpionic energy, by the way. So Scorpio is coming through very, very heavily. You may have significant Scorpio placements, or you may just be very tapped into that sort of archetype. I feel like with the 10 of Wands that came out in reverse, but I'm showing you the illustration upright, the best way for you to put this advantage to use is to actually, you know, not allow these burdens and allow these difficult
things that you have experienced to weigh you down. So you have all of this life experience. This is clearly saying that you have gone through it. You have been through the thick of it and you have survived. And so you have kind of the receipts to back up what it is that you are preaching, or what it is that you are saying, or the sort of wisdom that you are giving other people. But I also feel that you are encouraged to not allow these things to weigh you down, to not allow these things to define your path forward. And so I feel that it's best for you to, acknowledge them as the sort of lessons or the tribulations that they were, and that they have given you this level of experience and wisdom, but that they are not yours to define yourself with. And with the Four of Swords and the King of Cups here too, again, this is all about making peace with certain experiences and certain things that have taken place. This is all about getting to this level of wisdom and emotional stability with the King of Cups, but also mental stability, right? Because the Four of Swords is here too. So we are getting this beautiful combination of the mental plane working with the emotional aspect of you. So, again, we are dealing with you sort of wrapping your mind around these situations, these things that have happened, making peace with them, and then turning them to some form of emotional support for others, being this solid leader, being this solid person of strength and resilience, and someone that people can turn to and someone that people can rely on. You have all of this life wisdom, and I feel like you are kind of doing that already, but I feel like Spirit is just encouraging you to keep doing that, to keep sharing your wisdom, your knowledge in a very heartfelt and emotionally supportive and compassionate way. And at the bottom of the deck, we have this Six of Wands, and I love that underlying energy for you, because this, in essence, is encouraging you to turn all of these trials and tribulations into a victory for yourself, into a forward pushing force, right? Into something that gives you fuel to move forward, something that pushes you to reach new heights, to succeed, to, do whatever you set your mind to accomplish amazing things that really fulfill you and make you feel grateful for everything, even if, again, they have been difficult things to endure. And I feel like this is also acknowledging that you are deserving of certain recognition that most likely other people are also giving you because of how much you have helped them, or again, the sort of work that you do, or who you are as a person. There is something very admirable about it, and about how you are going about everything that you have experienced, and how you have been able to turn something that is painful and something that is heavy into this beautiful, uplifting, healing energy. So yeah, this feels very deep, pile number 2, I have to say. This feels very emotional, very deep, very heavy, scorpionic, watery energy coming through. But yeah, let's close the reading out with a few supportive messages from Spirit, from the Sacred Destiny Oracle. So let's see what we get for you. Okay, we have abundance, and let's see what else. Oh, and I saw this patience card. Okay. So I do feel with this abundance that, Spirit is encouraging you to keep going, because I feel like, just like we had the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck, with this abundance, I feel like Spirit is assuring you that you are going to be receiving the fruits of your labor. You are going to be rewarded for all of this divine work that you are doing. And I feel like it's almost like this energy of a rainbow, how after a storm and rain and heaviness, there is this beautiful light, there is this beautiful new sense of hope that emerges. And I feel like Spirit is saying here that you have such a rich life ahead of you, and I feel like so much good is coming because of how well you have dealt with everything, and how, again, how admirably you are, you know, channeling all of these experiences into something that is healing. We also have this patience. So, you know, this just feels like Spirit is asking you to keep having patience and to keep focused on what it is that you are doing, this sacred mission that you are doing, because it is a bit of a process. And, you know, these things that you do, they are not easy, they are not quick fixes, they are not quick solutions, but I feel like they are worth the hard work. They are worth of the investment of time and energy and love and compassion. And these are the things that like bring really substantial, long-lasting rewards at the end of it. And at the bottom of the deck, we have focus. And so, yeah, it just feels kind of like the same message, where Spirit is just reiterating the notion of staying focused on why you do what it is that you do. And yeah, just keeping yourself going. But as the last part, this truly wrapping up part of the reading, I'm going to be throwing some astro dice, which are going to be giving us a last sort of significant focus that Spirit wants you to focus on. So let's see what you get. Okay, we have the first house. We have, oh my God, I think this is Cancer. So we are definitely getting confirmation about water signs being significant, or just water energy being significant. And we also have the sun here. Okay, so this feels like Spirit is encouraging you to just express yourself as authentically as you possibly can. Here with the first house, this is all about you. This is all about your self-expression, all about your perception of the world as well, and how you share yourself with the world. With the sun, there is also a notion of, you know, expressing yourself fully. This is a very visible aspect of the birth chart. This is how you express your will, how you push your willpower forward, and how you make things happen. And so, yeah, this just feels like Spirit is asking you to focus on shining your light, and especially shining your healing light, because again, we have the sign of Cancer coming through, and Cancer is definitely an archetype of healing, an archetype of the mother, of nurturing and caring and looking after people, right? And this is also very, very compassionate, very intuitive. So again, yeah, this just feels like heavy confirmation that, you know, you are tuned into some deeper energies, and you are meant to shine your light the way that you are doing it, and sharing your healing energy that way. So this is beautiful, pile number 2, and I really, really hope that this reading was useful to you. It felt a bit like confusing and a bit disjointed to me at times, so I hope that it at least made sense to someone out there. And if that's the case, I always appreciate hearing from you, leaving a comment in the comment section, just giving me a thumbs up. That would let me know that this spoke to you, and I would really, really appreciate it. And I just want to thank you for being here in general and choosing to spend your time with me. It means so, so much. I hope to see you very soon back on this channel. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves, pile number 2. I am wishing you all the best, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. My name is Helen, and I am super excited to welcome you to this reading, because we are going to look at what is your advantage in life. Now, you chose this card over here, and we also have some pre-prepared oracle cards which we're going to dive into a bit later, but I want to first tap into the energy of this card and see what I'm intuitively picking up from this. So
One of the things I'm feeling off of this card is wanderlust. I'm getting the feeling that you could be someone who is quite easily adaptable, who is quite able to pretty much get by in whatever situation you are thrown in. And I also feel like you have this enthusiasm for trying out different things, for constantly keeping life interesting. And so you could be someone who is kind of a restless soul in a sense that you could be looking for all of these different things that you haven't tried before, that you could be constantly challenging yourself or just looking for the next big adventure. And even if you are not able to travel around as much as you would like to, I'm sure that some of you travel quite a lot, pile number 3. But if you are someone who is not able to travel as much as you would like to, then you just could be someone who makes their life as interesting as they possibly can, as often as they possibly can. You know, even in like mundane terms, you could be constantly trying out, I don't know, new restaurants, or taking different routes home, or taking different routes to work, or wherever you need to go. You know, just keeping things exciting. So you seem to be somewhat of an explorer or an adventurer of some kind. And I feel like one of the best things about this is that you are able to reframe your mind to, you know, constantly find solutions to whatever may be cropping up for you. You know, if there are certain situations where you are challenged, where you are faced with some sort of obstacle or something, some sort of a tricky situation that you need to handle, that you don't have any previous experience in, then I feel like you are just so effortlessly able to like shift gears and find that solution somehow. It just seems like you have like everything that you need to kind of like strive on your own, which doesn't mean that you don't like having people around. And you know, more than anything, I feel from this card that you could be someone who is actually very like social and who enjoys other people's energy, and you know, even meeting new people and creating new friendships and connections. Maybe you are someone who has a lot of friends abroad, something like that. It seems like you are more of an extroverted person in that sense. But yeah, this whole image just gives me so many like exciting, vibrant, fun energies. So that's what I'm initially picking up on from this image. But as I said, we have some pre-prepared oracle cards, and we are going to look at what is your advantage in life more specifically. So hopefully, as you are listening to these messages, it will be very easy for you to understand whether you recognize yourself or not. Okay, so we have some chakras coming through. We have eel. We have jar of dreams. The body. And what is this? The snow globe. Yeah, sorry, couldn't think of the name. Okay, so pile number 3. One of the first things that I'm feeling here is definitely a confirmation of you being so very in tune and very aligned with what your soul is wanting to experience in this world. With the chakras card, it feels like you are utilizing your energy in a very aligned way. I can't think of a better word. So it seems like it's quite easy for you to listen to your intuition, to listen to what your body is asking you to do or experience. I mean, we even have the body card here too. So clearly you have a very strong connection to like your physical body, but I also feel like your intuitive body too. That's what I feel with this chakras card. You have a deeper connection to your soul's wisdom, and I feel like you have a very strong connection to your higher self. Or, you know, if you are someone who has some spiritual practices that you do daily, or any rituals, any religious processes, anything like that, it just feels like you could be sort of having a spiritual thing like that in your life as well. And it seems like it's very easy for you to tap into that. You know, it's not easy for all people to listen to their intuition or to even recognize it when it's speaking to them. But I don't think that's the case for you, Pile 3. I feel like you have a very easy time distinguishing when your intuition is talking to you and when it's like your rational mind talking to you. Now, as I said, I was chuckling when this eel card came out because, as I said, you have this very flexible and adaptable energy that sort of came through this initial card. And with this eel, which is such a slippery energy, it does seem to be a confirmation of that too. That, you know, regardless of any situation that you find yourself in, you have a way of finding some sort of escape, finding some sort of solution, finding your way out of whatever pickle you may end up in. And that is probably one of the most useful traits or skills that you could have, whether you are aware that this is a massive, massive gift and a blessing or not. This is definitely coming through as a huge advantage. And, you know, it's probably something that you like recognize as you are experiencing life, you know, that you have an easier time not getting stuck in things. Possibly this eel could also be referring to you not being overly attached to like the physical realm or to even, you know, like these superficial material things that a lot of other people can get stuck in. I feel like you have an easier time staying sort of detached or staying like free, staying loose, because it feels like you really know what truly matters. You seem to have like a very clear image of what is the most important thing for you in life. With this jar of dreams, you seem to have a very clear focus and you seem to have a very firm idea of true values and true morals. It's like you're not easily distracted by, you know, shiny things, by superficial things, by materialistic things. And again, I want to emphasize that I'm not saying that you are like this hippie person who lives in the woods and who doesn't like, you know, money and luxurious things and beautiful things. You know, those two things can exist at the same time. You can have very firm morals and values and realize what truly matters in life, but you can also appreciate when you can have nice things. But my point here is that you don't have this super strong attachment, and I feel like you don't tie your personality or your identity in with those things, in with your possessions, in with any like material titles or things like that. I feel like that sort of superficial stuff is something that you have a very easy time disassociating from if needed. Now, yeah, we already talked about the body a bit. So this is clearly you being in tune with your body. But I also feel that this is talking about you being able to like ground certain things or materialize certain things and be very in touch with like the natural world in general. And I feel like a lot of value in life comes from the physical experiences that that you go through. So for you, again, you know, the most satisfaction and the most fulfillment comes from the physical experiences that you go through, the emotional experiences that you go through, rather than attaining any like material goals or a lot of money or things like that. That seems to be something that you are not overly driven by, you know. And finally, we have this snow globe card, and this has such a strong energy of protection about it. And so I feel like you are like safe and protected in what it is that you do, because clearly you being the way that you are, like I feel like you were designed specifically to have this adventurous spirit and to make some sort of discoveries and find some new illuminations and grow as a person as a result of this, so that you could share that wisdom with other people.
Because I feel like every single thing that we do in life where, you know, we truly enjoy ourselves and where we truly enrich our lives in some way, there is also another reason behind those experiences. It's not just that we get to experience them and enjoy them, but it also gives us a chance to share what we have learned afterwards, and to, you know, it's like when we grow through certain experiences and we come in touch with other people and we share our experiences, even if it's not to like educate anyone, even if it's just to share, even if it's just to communicate and express ourselves, that sort of ripple effect, our words can have such a meaningful impact on other people. It can really change other people's lives as well, as we are able to change their perspective on things, or even just broaden their perspective on things. And so I feel like that is one of the reasons why you are given all of these beautiful traits and skills, and why you are given these advantages. So yeah, even as you are going through certain like unexpected situations, or things where, you know, the rug is pulled out from underneath you, or under your feet, then with this card, it definitely gives me a feeling that you are protected in all of that, you know. And I also feel with this image that you were able to create a home for yourself wherever you are, or a sense of belonging in a way. And that seems to be coming from within yourself, not necessarily from who you are with or what sort of surroundings you are in. It's just something that you're able to create for yourself. So, pile number 3. Really, really powerful energy. But let's look at some tarot cards too, and let's see why were you given this advantage in life? What is it meant to help you accomplish? Okay, you are getting 2. Oh, 3 even. Okay, you're getting a lot of cards, but let's take them. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, which came out in reverse. Actually, I'm going to put them underneath here. So we have some counterparts coming through. We have the 7 of Pentacles that came out in reverse, and the 5 of Swords that came out in reverse. And the 9 of Swords is at the bottom of the deck here. So first off, there is a lot of earth energy that is coming through here, especially with the Queen and the King of Pentacles. So you could be an earth sign, or you could have very significant earth sign placements in your birth chart. And those would be specifically Taurus or Capricorn, but Virgo could also be important. Now, the things that I'm feeling here is that pile number 3, you are meant to push the envelope. You are meant to prove to people that there is no one traditional or right way to live your life. You are meant to prove people wrong. You are meant to break certain standards or norms or societal expectations that are so widely expected and practiced. So we have the King of Pentacles with the 2 of Wands coming out first. And so clearly, you are meant to create a sense of safety and security with the King of Pentacles in like new and unexplored ways, or in new and unexplored places with this 2 of Wands. There is clearly a lot of experiencing that you are meant to do. You are not meant to stay in some sort of a safe tower and just, you know, live your life in a very tethered manner. With the 2 of Wands, there is clearly a lot of looking towards the future, looking towards what is possible, exploring new lands, exploring new opportunities, and like constantly pushing yourself out of your comfort zone to see what else is there. So, you know, and I also feel like with the King of Pentacles being here, which is this element of creating stability or creating some sort of security, home, also like groundedness, right? I feel like with the 2 of Wands, you are meant to do that sort of on the go. You are meant to create those places for yourself. This is a very individualistic and a very independent energy with the King of Pentacles, but also in like places that maybe other people don't expect to have that. Maybe you're even meant to improve life for other people in certain like rural areas or certain places in the world where people live in very different conditions and where there could be a lot of like, I don't know, problems. So that may be more of a specific message, but I just wanted to point it out. Now we also have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, and the Five of Swords in reverse. And so this energy feels to me like, you know, all about breaking the mold, needing to not get tied down by how other people may be reacting, or, you know, even again, breaking those sort of notions that other people may push upon you regarding what they think is the right way to live your life and where you should invest your energy, your resources, and how you should, again, how you should live your life. Because with the Seven of Pentacles too, this is all about, I'm going to show you the images upright. This is all about like planting your seeds and staying dedicated to them and being locked into this one place. Even with this Queen of Pentacles, this feels like, you know, weaving a home or something like that, or creating a steady home base. But yeah, there seems to be something about breaking traditional roles or traditional norms is what I feel. With the Nine of Swords in reverse as well, you know, this feels like you could be activating a lot of fears in other people, or the way that you live and the way that you do things and how you see the world. It could be creating a lot of anxiety in other people. But I feel like it's again, it's something that you are almost meant to do, because I feel like you are meant to push people to think in a broader sense, to break out of certain constructs, limiting beliefs that they hold on to. So this could be something that is challenging you. This could be something that, again, hinders you or sometimes slows you down, because it could be difficult to watch, you know, especially if these are like your family members who are having a hard time accepting what it is that you do with your life. It could be difficult to watch them have that sort of reaction. But again, this is the byproduct of you broadening their worldview. So I feel like this is almost a part of these growing pains, and this is temporary as well. So yeah, I feel like you are meant to challenge so many sort of traditional ways of doing things. But let's also look at how you can best put this advantage to use. Okay. So we have the Hanged Man in reverse, which is Neptune. So that would be Piscean energy specifically. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. Okay. So remember how I was talking about, I just went on some sort of a rant. I felt like I had to talk about it. So I went off on this whole little spiel about how what we experience also has an effect on other people as we communicate and as we just share our experiences. It somehow ends up like broadening their lives too. And I feel like that's exactly the case here, because with the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords, again, we're getting heavy earth energy. It feels like you are offering certain like solutions or breakthrough moments to people who may otherwise be very, very stuck in their ways, or who may feel like they are somehow helpless, or they may be living their lives in a very like constricted way somehow. And with the Eight of Swords, it's clear that it's coming from the way that they see things. You know, it's coming from a mental aspect. And with the Two of Pentacles, it just seems like you are bringing in sort of a variety, right? You're bringing in like flexibility once again. You are helping people see that there is more than one way to go about a situation. There is more than one way to solve a problem. There is more than one way to live your life and to go after your dreams and do what you want. And it feels like with the Ace of Pentacles, Spirit is encouraging you to share what your views are. And I feel like it's, again, something that is extremely valuable and has the potential to completely alter people's lives. to truly help them break free and move forward. We also have the Hanged Man in reverse that came out as the underlying energy. I'm showing you the image upright, so it would be easier for you to see this stunning illustration. But with the Hanged Man in reverse, again, it's like you are supposed to help people change their worldview and break out of some sort of a stuck or stagnant energy where people could be bringing about a lot of excuses for why they are not following their dreams or why they are not doing certain things. But I feel like your words and your perspectives and everything that you do and experience, I feel like you are almost like a living example that, you know, things can be different. They don't have to be a certain way, and they can be very successful in the way that you do them. So it's almost like you are encouraging people to try a different way because, you know, because they see you doing it. So yeah, I feel like you are just meant to live by example, pile number 3. That's kind of like the biggest message here. But I want to close the reading out with some oracle cards, and then we're also going to throw the astro dice. But we're starting off with the Sacred Destiny Oracle to see what sort of supportive messages from Spirit we can get for you. Okay, thank you. Oh, I love this for you, pile 3. We also have change, and at the bottom of the deck, we have truth. And see, one of the reasons why I love this illustration so much is because on this deck, you can see that there is like this divine figure who is blowing this wind or who is bringing about, you know, they are blowing away these dark, heavy clouds. And so I feel like the truth that you speak, your words have a true opportunity to cast away some sort of delusions or fears or I don't know, obscured ways of seeing things for people. What you say can truly clear up the sky for other people. So it's powerful, powerful stuff. And with both of the inner peace and change, it feels like, yeah, Spirit is encouraging you to stay true to, you know, what it is that you are doing, to stay true to what you believe to be right with this inner peace. It feels like it's so, so important to stay tuned to this beautiful, super strong connection that you have to your intuition and body, and not allow that peace to be, you know, disrupted by other people and again by their projected fears that could be coming up. But with change also, I feel like you are supposed to bring about change. You are someone who is meant to elevate the way that we do things, or that, you know, who is meant to bring about a new way of going about things, bringing in like a new era almost, or helping to bring in a new era. Something like that. And I also feel that's maybe a bit of a random message, but I feel like fish could be a very important symbol for you. You know, even though there was a lot of earth energy that came through, Pisces could be a significant zodiac sign for you too in some way. Or simply the symbol of fish. I don't know, I just like randomly that came to me. So some of you, or one of you, may have like a pendant or a necklace with a fish that is like a symbol of the fish that is like on the necklace or something like that. Anyway, I just had to say it in case that resonated with someone out there. But anyway, let's close the reading out with some astro dice and see what Spirit wants you to focus on. Okay, we have Mercury, we have Virgo, so yeah, definitely heavy earth energy, and we have the 11th house. So I love this message for you, first of all, because Mercury rules Virgo. So clearly with the Mercury and Virgo coming out like side by side, it feels like, again, your words, the way that you express yourself and the way that you think about things is something that can truly heal people, because Virgo is a sign of healing. So we have Virgo. Virgo is a sign of the healer And Virgo is also very widely associated with the act of service. So I feel like what you are doing and the way that you are doing things is of service to the collective. So, you know, you are doing, again, what it is that you do, and you know, how you enjoy what it is that you do. It has a bigger impact on other people too. And I lost the site. Oh, there we go. So we also have Mercury, right? And so Mercury is all about thoughts. Mercury is all about communication and self-expression. And so again, with both of those coming out side by side, it feels like that is such a strong skill that you have. You may actually have Mercury in Virgo. And so that just further confirms that you are very powerful with your words, and you are very good at expressing yourself in general and making people understand what it is that you're trying to say. And finally, we also have the 11th house. So, you know, this is one of the best houses in astrology in the sense that it is one of the houses of wish fulfillment. But it also talks about networks and groups of people and communities and friends. So, you know, clearly you are meant to be the voice of reason, or the voice of truth, and the voice of liberation and healing for larger groups of people. So with all of these three symbols, I feel like Spirit wants you to truly, truly focus on that and realize how much power your words have, and that you have it within your capacity to truly alter people's lives, to change people's lives for the better. So, wow, I'm gonna leave it here. I really, really enjoyed giving these messages or delivering these messages to you, pile number 3. I hope that you had fun too, or at the very least that these messages were insightful and helpful to you. But as always, I hope to see you very soon back on this channel. And I appreciate your beautiful energy so, so much. All of your likes, all of your comments, all of your subscribes, everything. I am so, so grateful. So thank you, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 4. My name is Helen, and I am so, so thrilled that you are here watching this reading and sharing this space with me. So thank you for that. But you chose this card right over here. We also have some pre-prepared oracle cards, which I haven't seen. So we are going to be exploring them together in just a bit. But I want to start off with some intuitive messages first that I'm picking up on from this card. And the first thing that I was feeling actually was heavy Libra energy. So Libra is an air sign, and you know, you may be a Libra, or you may have a very significant placement in your birth chart in Libra. But the reason why I was picking up that Libran energy is because I feel like you have a very open mind, pile number 4. There could be something about the way that you see things that allows for so many different viewpoints, so many different angles. And it's like you can see every single person's side or point of view. You may have at times difficulty in like making up your own mind or forming your own concrete opinion about something, just because you can see every single angle of that topic. So it's like, even opposing ideas, you can see the sense in both of them, or you can see like the reason behind them, and you can understand them. So it's easy for you to sort of choose which side you resonate with more. I feel like you also have such a wandering mind, or like I feel like you have a very busy mind as well. You know, so you could be in any air sign really. Gemini or Aquarius could also be significant. But it seems like you question a lot of things. You question like yourself constantly. You question every single choice that you make very, very carefully. You don't seem to be someone who rushes into anything or who makes very many impulsive decisions, because you seem to want to know the answers, and you seem to take the time to find those out before you make any important moves. And so you could also be pondering like these bigger philosophical questions quite often too, and you may very
very much enjoy talking about philosophical questions and topics with other people. You know, it feels like you can do small talk and you can sort of talk about anything really, but I feel like you most enjoy digging deep into certain sort of concepts and trying to get to the roots of certain things, or trying to find solutions to like some of the world's biggest problems. It just feels like you have a very inquisitive mind, a very curious nature about you. And yeah, so you're maybe someone who like reads a lot, who researches things a lot, who constantly learns new things. But anyway, that is just the intuitive part that I'm feeling, pile number 4. So let's look at some pre-prepared oracle cards to look more closely at what is your advantage in life. And hopefully, as you are listening to these messages, you will very easily be able to decipher whether this is your pile or not. Okay. So we have communication, or like man and woman coming out. We have book. Oh my goodness. We have connect with nature. We have trickery. And we have the butterfly. Okay, pile number 4, we're getting so many confirmations here. First, I want to start off with this card, the first card that we got, because this is all about opposing viewpoints, right? This is the yin and the yang, the sort of the complementary, but at the same time, the complete opposite ends of a spectrum coming together and like connecting, communicating. And so you definitely seem to have a gift for, again, connecting opposing views or finding some sort of common ground and being able to see both sides of the thing or the subject. And I feel like you are very, very good at communicating and connecting with people. So, you know, you may get a lot of compliments about how easy it is to talk with you, or how enjoyable it is to talk with you. You may be a very good listener as well, is what I'm feeling, because you are just like so interested. You are genuinely interested in all of these different viewpoints and all of these different perspectives that people may have. And with this book, it also feels like, first of all, I do feel like you are someone who is very, very wise. You could be someone who has like several educations, or you could be like self-educating yourself constantly. Like this actually literally ties to all of that research and learning about things, reading about, you know, whatever may stir you up at whatever given moment, right? So whatever interests you, you seem to really take a deep dive into that. And with this book, I feel like you have so much wisdom to share with other people. But you are also very good at absorbing information and retaining information and making connections, not just like memorizing what it is that you have learned, but also creating like new connections between those thoughts or ideas. Now, with this connect with nature, you could potentially be someone who like has this need to ground quite often, or to connect with nature literally, because of how like mentally stimulated you are. That's one of the things that I feel. But I also feel like you could have this ability to truly connect with your surroundings, to just like sort of tap into what you are feeling, what you are sensing, what you are hearing, what you are seeing. And you are able to like put all of those pieces of information together like this big puzzle. So I just feel like you are super mindful and you are super present. You know, how some people really have a hard time being mindful. They have to practice mindfulness. They have to practice meditation. They have to practice, you know, not getting easily distracted by certain things. And I mean, that may be the case for you too sometimes. You could get distracted, but I feel like for the majority of time, you are able to be fully aware of what is going on around you. And that's why I feel like with this trickery card is here too, because I don't think that you are very easily fooled, pile number 4. That is another advantage up your sleeve, that you can see, you can sense through the bullshit or through the lies or through deception or anything like that. If someone is trying to like pull the wool over your eyes, I feel like it's not an easy thing to do. Now, you yourself may have the sort of mind that can easily play tricks on other people if you want to, but I don't think that you necessarily do. Maybe some of you like playing pranks every now and then just to like spice things up. This feels more of a Gemini energy, I have to say. No offense to any Geminis there, but I feel like, you know, Geminis can be quite big tricksters at times and just, you know, enjoy playing pranks on people. But yeah, I feel like it's not easy to fool your pile number 4 because you just seem to have such a keen eye. And again, you're so aware, you're so easily able to notice things that other people can easily overlook or miss that it's just not easy to fool you. And with this butterfly card, I just feel like you were able to transform certain experiences, certain things that you hear or that you learn or that you talk about into like true wisdom. But I also feel like heavy intuitive energy with this butterfly too for some reason, especially because it's right next to this trickery card. So again, you know, I feel like you can almost sense when someone is not being truthful or when someone is trying to pull one over you. And it feels like you were just able to like completely shatter that illusion or something like that. So anyway, pile number 4, you seem to have a super powerful mind, a very keen perspective, just a very keen eye in general. And I feel like your open-mindedness is one of the biggest advantages here, actually. Because it seems to like take life forward, especially with the butterfly card here. You know, this is all about like transformation, right? This is all about transmuting something and turning it into like the next stage in its life or on its journey. And I feel like you have the ability to do that. But let's look at some tarot cards too. So if you can resonate with this, if you recognize yourself in this, then definitely keep on watching because we are looking at why was this advantage given to you? What is this very keen eye and mind supposed to help you to accomplish? Okay, and I feel like these two want to come out as well. Okay, interesting. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, and the Hermit. So we're getting some earth energies coming through quite heavily, with Virgo being the strongest here, but Taurus and Capricorn could also be significant. We have actually some Gemini energy with the Nine of Swords, and we have the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which came out in reverse. I have to say, I'm actually feeling somewhat of a similar energy here with this pile and the previous pile. So if you were pulled towards pile number 3 as well, then you may want to give it a look because there could be some messages that you also resonate with there. But kind of overall, what I'm feeling here is that the reason why you were given this advantage is so that you could find a way to make life more easy. And I feel it's not just for yourself, but also for other people. Because with the Ten of Wands in reverse, I'm going to show you the image up, right? With the Ten of Wands in reverse, I feel like the main message here is one of not carrying around sort of unnecessary burdens or making life more difficult than it has to be. You know, finding ways to set yourself free of any like huge stresses or things that weigh heavy on you, things that slow you down, right? Like I feel like there is a message of like clearing certain energies, clearing certain stagnant baggage or something like that, right? Because I feel like with the Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, there is a need to be able to like change or shift the way certain fears and anxieties could be ruling the mind, and how those things could potentially be, again, holding us back or making things more difficult and making it harder for us to move ahead, right? That's this like Ten of Wands energy, this this sense of feeling bogged down, the sense of feeling restricted or inhibited. And with the Nine of Swords, it seems to be something that comes up from like the mental constructs within our minds. And with the Two of Pentacles, it seems like you have this advantage to shift the way that these fears play on people's minds, and that the way that these fears could be keeping them like locked in, or possibly even paralyzed, because they're afraid of making any moves because of how they see certain things, or the sort of limitations that they may feel that are placed upon them. But with the Hermit here too, you seem to be the guiding light. You seem to be someone who has the ability to truly share wisdom, like this deep inherent wisdom that you have, and that can act as like this wise guru, or even like teacher, mentor, someone who just, you know, even if it's not like in a manner of teaching someone or, you know, counseling someone. It could just be that you are able to inspire people to see beyond what is keeping them stuck, to see beyond the limitations. And I feel like this keen mind that you have is meant to help illuminate certain things to people that may otherwise elude them. And I feel like for yourself, in your own personal life, it's meant to help you to see more clearly and to see through any like obscurities or any like messes that could tangle up your mind, so that you wouldn't get bogged down by what is not truly important and what is just meant to, you know, like confuse you or hinder you or something like that. So you have this beautiful illuminating ability for yourself, but also for other people, because you are able to connect certain pieces of information, because you are able to have this beautiful open mind that absorbs all of this information and this knowledge and this wisdom. So yeah, I feel like you are able to break down certain barriers or break down certain doors in order to move ahead. But anyway, let's look at how you can best put this advantage to use. Even though I feel like we kind of already talked about it, but let's see if we can get any more information. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the King of Cups, and we have the Hierophant. I'm laughing at the Hierophant. So we have some more Gemini energy coming through. We have Pisces coming through with the, Scorpio coming through with the King of Cups. And we have Taurus coming through with the Hierophant. And then we have some Aries energy with the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I'm kind of chuckling to myself because of this Hierophant energy, because it's very similar to the Hermit energy that I was just talking about. So this feels like a very straightforward message, pile number 4. It honestly feels like you are meant to share your insights, your knowledge. This is actually the card of a teacher or mentor. And so whether you want to or not, I feel like other people could place you or put you in that role where they turn to you for guidance, where they turn to you for advice, and where they just want to talk to you so that they would be able to make sense of things for themselves. It's like you have this beautiful ability with this King of Cups coming out with the Eight of Swords. You have this beautiful ability of, again, making people see and helping them to like compassionately face their own limiting beliefs, or in ways in which they may get tangled up in certain constructs that, again, are just inhibiting them, that are limiting them, that are keeping them stuck for no reason. And I feel like you are just able to like show them a better way or show them a way out, but doing that in a very heartfelt, compassionate, and sort of soft way, like a gentle way. So you are definitely placed in this like kind of masculine, authoritative or supportive role. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be male in order to resonate with this energy. This doesn't talk about gender. This is just about
being in that like more active and like solutions oriented or authoritative position. That's what I feel that you are supposed to sort of do with these gifts that you have. And that's why you were given these advantages as well, of seeing things the way that you do. And with the Queen of Wands in reverse, I actually feel like this is the sort of energy that you were able to instill in other people, where you can sort of make them feel a lot more confident and have a lot more self-belief and courage, and take more responsibility for their own lives, you know, step into a powerful position and claim authority over their own lives again. You know, so this is definitely the energy of inspiring other people and giving power back to other people. Yeah, wow, pile number 4. Let's look at a few supportive messages from Spirit before we close this reading out. I feel like this first one wanted to come out. We have opportunity. Let's see if we can get one more. Whoa. Okay. And we have focus with success at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I feel like Spirit is just encouraging you and sort of letting you know that you have everything within your capacity to be successful. But I also feel like, again, this like reaches beyond you. This also touches other people. So you were able to also help other people like succeed or move ahead. And I feel like with both opportunity and focus, you are the one who is able to spot opportunities that, again, other people may miss, you know? So you just have this beautiful mind, and it's truly, truly a gift. And I feel like Spirit just wants you to realize that what you put your mind to, where you put your focus, that has so much weight and so much power behind it, that it's kind of one of those things where you have to wield that power carefully, because I feel like you can also do quite a lot of damage should you want to. I don't feel like you want to, pile number 4, but you know, even if it's not intentional, sometimes you can like end up mistreating that power or not realizing the power that your words have on other people's lives. So I just feel like that's why this focus card came out here too. But as the last thing, we are going to throw some astro dice, and we're going to see what Spirit wants you to focus on. So let's see. Okay, we have the first house, we have Capricorn, and we have Jupiter. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So again, with Jupiter coming out here, which is a planet of expansion and abundance, but also it's a planet of truth. It's a planet of higher morals. And so this is clearly something that you are meant to sort of deliver or meant to connect other people with, because you have such an easy time with connecting with some of that higher wisdom yourself. And I feel like you do have this ability to bring more abundance into your own surroundings, but into other people's lives too, by helping them see what is available, right? We have this opportunity card here too. You are able to spot the opportunities, the possibilities of growth, of expansion, of reaching new heights, of breaking out of certain limitations, right? With this Capricorn energy here, I do feel like there is an element of responsibility that is coming through where, you know, again, Spirit is trying to kind of let you know that you do have a lot of power within you, because Capricorn is such a powerhouse of a sign and energy. And like whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve, you can accomplish. And you have the necessary dedication to actually make certain changes. And I mean, Capricorn is also tied to authority and like constructs, systems, even like organizations. So I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to focus on what it is that you are building, right? Because I feel like there is quite a heavy emphasis on like having long-term sort of effects and consequences, but also being able to truly construct like long-standing, reliable, secure foundations. And with the first house, I just feel like Spirit is asking you to focus on staying true to yourself, to again, pay heavy mind to how you express yourself, what you say, what sort of words you use, because there is something very, very powerful and magnetic about you and the way that you see things and the way that you express yourself. So just stay true to you, stay authentic, and stay mindful and conscious of the amount of power that you have. Pile number 4. But I am going to leave it here. This was such a fun reading. I hope that it was useful, insightful, or at the very least entertaining for you to watch. And as always, I am so excited to see you back on this channel shortly. But I also want to say a quick thank you for any support that you have shown on this channel. So any likes, comments, subscribes, anything like that, I am truly grateful. And you don't even know how much this means to me that you are here. But yeah, I hope to see you very soon. And in the meantime, take care, pile number 4. Bye-bye.